Oh, live streamed. There we go. Huh. Welcome back, everybody. Another great afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it is for you, wherever you are. Our class with Word, and you just had 2 classes with Word, hopefully. Great job, Word. Everybody's learning, I think.
Maybe.
Or something. Can't hear anybody. It must be my volume. No.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I thought everyone was speaking quietly, or everyone was stuck on mute. Yeah. He won't wake Amelie. I habitually check anyway.
How are you doing, Mr. Nicholas?
All right, thanks. I've been going to bed early this term.
Yay!
That's the
Before
first
2?
time. What's that?
Before 2?
Definitely. Definitely before 2. Well, not last night, but in general. No, I didn't stay up till 2. Did I hear Geshe Michael?
Hi, my camera refuses to open.
Oh no.
Let's try this one. Maybe you are
That's the one.
you are spared from looking at me.
No, look at
No.
that handsome fella.
Yeah, you're gonna perk us all up in the morning. We'd be so sad if we didn't get to see you.
Anything else, Nicholas?
No, sir. I think we're ready to get started.
Okay, handsome. I mean, word. Let's do it.
Am I ready to get started though? Mostly. Okay, so we are going to do the homework. Hopefully it's
Understandable.
yeah. I was gonna say palate. What do you say? Palatal? Like
Palatial.
That's the one.
not that one.
Palatable.
Palatable, that's the one. I was saying palatable, but I was like, that's from my Tibetan class. That's different.
Oh, palatal.
Yeah, palatal. I was gonna say palpable, but I'm like, nope, that's massage.
Yeah.
What 2 types of beings?
What's it then?
Yeah.
I don't understand. There's a
The
lot of
palatal,
things.
the palatal row.
Oh, duh. Okay. My brain. Okay.
Fair enough. You got up at 4 in the morning. I mean, you started at 4.
Yeah, you can't get up at 4 to start at 4, Nick. I've tried.
I could do it.
Okay, here we go. What 2 types of being are we discussing in the text currently? How are they the same? How are they different? What is their significance in our discussion regarding the foundation consciousness? Tibetan for the names of these beings.
Oh.
And
So what are we talking about, period? I mean,
that's
Oscar's got it in the chat, of course.
refrigerator empty. Yeah. Oh, there he goes.
yeah, you're right, Oscar. What are they called?
Sagepas?
Yeah, that's their more literal name. What's their like title-y, fancy name?
They are Wangpo Tope Senpai.
Yeah, you're right, Oscar. And you're right, Venerable Upala. You can put it a little longer too. What if you added some syllables to it? What would it be? What's Senpa short for?
Changchub Senpa.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's good. That's the name. What's the other kind of being we're talking about?
Hmm.
Drachompas.
Exactly. It's a kind of Drachumpa. He doesn't really say it that explicitly, but
Once more returners.
no.
That was a different text.
Yeah, it was. Nice try.
Shooting in the dark.
What? Yeah, he doesn't really say it explicitly. Geshe-la explained it, thankfully. So I understand it somewhat, but
Tech men, right?
That
Tech
way.
men.
Techman, yeah, but it's Klakche, right? Again, like before.
Oh, I don't know. We have to go there.
Well, it has to be because once you're Klakme, then
Oh,
that's
you're right. Yeah, I guess we wouldn't be discussing them.
we discuss them soon. But yeah. So anyway, yeah, Klakche. Okay. And how are they the same? What's similar about them that makes them puts them in this part of the discussion?
Nice question.
Thank you.
Is it the idea that the refrigerator is empty? And if it's empty, how could you have a foundation consciousness?
That's true. But why is their refrigerator empty?
They don't have Instacart?
John got it in the chat.
Oh,
Geshe-la was close.
Yeah.
Yeah, they reached nirvana. Once you hit a 8th level bodhisattva on up, right? Yenche is the Mahayana equivalent of Arhat, right?
Mhm.
So which means what? So what? They reached nirvana. What's the significance?
There's no more.
Seeds.
But yeah, because the everything that's in the kunchi is affected by the other consciousness, the
Right.
Yunyi. So if they reach nirvana, they wouldn't have anything else that's affected by negative consciousness. So there could
Yeah,
be
the kunchi is considered bad.
yeah.
Or negative, or so once you reach nirvana, it means you're not supposed to have any bad things in your life. So how, if you have no bad things in your life, what do you still have a kunshi? That's the discussion.
Right.
And what's the difference between a Drachumba and a Wangtopa?
That's easy.
One's a bodhisattva.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Rob's like, is that even a question?
Is that the answer?
That is the answer.
Oh, okay.
Well, what's the same about them? I mean, they reached nirvana. They both reached nirvana, but what haven't they both reached?
Buddhahood.
Total
Yeah.
enlightenment.
Yeah, the 5th path on their respective track, right?
And
I
are
thought-
we
because the one
currently
is Pak Che.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly. They haven't
we
reached.
currently consider them to both have refrigerators, even though they've cleaned out their whatever the ancient ketchup packets from takeout?
I
The
think
duck sauce
they're
from-
gonna discuss that today, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Discuss
Yeah.
it today.
So far, Ben, yes, they still have fridges.
Good analogy, Ben.
Can all relate.
True. I mean, yeah.
I didn't do this. Ignore.
Uh,
Too late.
Geez, that restaurant closed down a long time ago.
What is the argument that's brought up behind these beings not having a mind at all?
Mm,
It's pretty simple. I mean, it's not.
I mean, they still have experiences,
Yeah,
right? They still have good stuff happen to them. So they gotta
They
have
still have-
that's gotta come out of something.
anything happening to them, right?
Yeah,
Um,
mostly good stuff, I would hope for them.
I mean, for them, yeah.
Oh, the
Hopefully-
argument against, right?
uh, yeah, so they wouldn't have a mind at all.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I see.
behind, yeah,
It
should I
is-
put
Oh, it is
against?
behind, right?
Behind? I don't know. Yeah, what's behind that? I don't know.
Is-
Um,
yeah, whatever.
I like Christina Casaga's comment. Their fridges are unplugged.
Good idea when you're trying to meditate sometimes.
I know, it just kicks on. You don't notice it when you're walking around usually. Okay,
And you forget to plug it back in.
that's a
Yep.
problem.
Lost some vegetables that way.
What are our three basic choices when we are looking for something to be labeled as mind?
Mm. Wow, Roxana.
Wow. What did you already have that on your clipboard?
That's who the furious typer is.
Awesome.
Wow. Jeez.
Oh, nice, Roxana.
Send you some dictation tapes that we could use transcribing.
Don't, she's busy. She's got enough to do.
Okay.
She
Okay.
might be AI.
Mental consciousness, negative consciousness, and the foundation consciousness. Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right, Roxana. You were too early. I forgot what I put. These are the three basic choices. And what Roxana put is the Tibetan code words for them, which is right here.
Oh,
Mr. Word, I'm confused about this, and it came up yesterday.
Yeah.
I thought the first of these three options was the first six, and not just Yiki Nampar Shepa, but Migme Noa Me Name Che Me Leme Yume.
Right. Yeah. I heard someone say
Is that
Yeah. I think it's
that-
the
is-
sixth. I think Namshi is the sixth.
Yeah.
sixth, not the sixth?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Not-
Okay.
Yeah. And
Alright.
then, the
Thank you.
mind.
Mhm.
Mind is called consciousness here, and consciousness is called mind.
Mm.
Something like that. Okay. What's Semki Lu Sumpa?
Wow, that's a good question.
I'm wondering myself.
You could
What's it
misspell
literally?
it. You could misspell it as Sumbo also.
It's Namche Sokdruk.
Exactly, you could. Namje
Oh,
So.
no, that's the name of the sixth.
Yeah. But what do you think? Yeah, I mean, you're right, Ijon. Mind body. That's literally what it is. Third body of mind. What does it refer to, Ijon?
The three forms of mind.
No,
Third.
this is third.
Third form of mind.
Yeah, you're right. What's the third form of mind in this case, Venerable?
Sem, Chitta.
Yeah. It's foundation consciousness though.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So
Right.
far.
Which in this
Could-
at this moment we're calling Chitta or Sem.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
And then this Roxanne already elucidated, but what's Sem in this case?
Gunshi.
Foundation conscious.
Mind?
Right.
is thought,
Yeah, foundation consciousness. And then what's Yi?
thought.
Manas.
Correct. And then
Yunyi.
something, and then yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, literally thoughts, but refers to the Nyuni. And then Namparshipa,
6.
Vishnyana.
6. I should flip these around. shouldn't
Mind,
I?
thought, consciousness. Okay, gotcha.
What I should put for here. I mean, that's, or maybe a semicolon.
Shouldn't it be the 6 consciousnesses? Yeah.
I don't know. And the order's messed up. I'll fix it or something. Takjang.
Something.
John,
But there's not many new terms, okay? So I have to
Yeah.
do what I have.
We've been at this for years.
Oh, we've got to look into this.
Yay! Good job. Perfect. Yeah, it's examine, calculate. We have to examine, calculate.
Examine, calculate.
Yeah, that's
It's a good one.
examine further.
Yeah, good.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Okay, now our Translation as it is.
Yeah, good. I'm gonna add one thing here.
Okay.
454 is examining a first option. 455 is examining a second option.
Oh,
I'm gonna give you the two options, okay?
okay.
Somebody said, we're talking about the beliefs of the Sutra school. That's option number one. And somebody else says, we're talking about people on the lower two tracks, listeners and self-made Buddhists. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I remember.
Yeah, so those are the two options, and it took me a while to figure that out.
Oh,
So sorry, let's go back to you guys. Yeah, so if it's the sutras, okay, that's what we got to remember on 454.
mm.
If it's, and that's an excellent mistake in the carving, right?
Oh, that is a crazy mistake.
Yeah. So first of all, if you say it's the sutras who have these ideas about foundation consciousness disappearing or dropping out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mirikte Jupta Mawa Teni. Did it say sutras or was it talking about?
I think it said both. It said J-Jack Mao
Sorry,
and
it is Vaibhashika also. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so if you say it's the two lower schools who have these beliefs about foundation consciousness disappearing, what's your answer? It can't be them because
they don't even believe in that.
yeah, they don't even have the discussion. They don't worry about what happens to Kunshi because they
Yeah.
don't believe in Kunshi.
Yeah,
Okay. All right, so that's easy.
that's easy. Hold on, let me for my notes.
Then somebody else said, no, we're talking about the guys on the two lower tracks.
Well, should we read the Tibetan again?
Yeah, you should pick on somebody.
I already did this morning.
Pick on one of your students. It's more fun.
Is
Wait,
this
thank you very much for getting up so early. You're a true bodhisattva.
I don't know about that, but thanks.
Probably Sushimna just woke you up anyway.
Yeah, she wakes up early.
That's why you the time.
Hags, you want to read this?
Yeah, sure.
All right, bro.
So am I going Dangpo Nami instead of Dangpo Nam?
Yeah, do this.
Okay. Dangpo Nami Rikde Jute Drawa.
Mawa.
Oh, Mawa de Ni Namshe Sokdrup Le Shempe or Shempa
Shempe. Good.
Shempe Namshe Ke Kame
Okay, you had it.
Kemi Lempe Cheered Ro.
Nice. Good. So we did that. Now read this one too.
Yeah, sure. Nipa Yang Mi Rumte Deitaki Kunshi Jukdok
Good. Chupendok.
Tenle
Lap.
Tenla.
Lap.
La. If it was a lay, what would that be?
You would put an S on it more like
Gotcha.
and sometimes a D, but lay long would be an S.
Okay. Bepa, Bepe,
Yep.
Namshe,
Namshak.
Namshak, Sepa, Zepa,
Yep.
Penguna, Deyang Nepa Mayino.
Nice.
Yeah, good. By the way, Word also has a class before 4 o'clock. I don't know, she's really strong. Like she's already sitting up like that. That's unusual.
Yeah, she's standing now too. She's standing up with help.
Yeah, next week she's gonna run the 500 meters, right? Okay. Nipa. So what was the second option?
Second option is the the two lower
Two lower tracks. Yeah.
scopes
that's
or tracks.
Listeners and the self-made Buddhists. By the way, oftentimes when you talk about the two lower tracks, you're talking about the two lower track arhats. And they don't say that. They just say Rangyal and Nyentu and Rangyal. And oftentimes that refers to those people on the fifth path of the two lower tracks,
Oh,
but they don't tell you that. Okay, so yeah, Jungdok means the operation of the kunshi,
yeah.
which is kind of like sadang. What's that?
Sajang?
Yeah, or jiang.
Yeah, Jungdok is like start, stop. So it's like means going, like
Yeah,
Jiang means
yeah.
wait.
It's one of those words that's
Like-
created by the two opposites.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Jungdok.
Is
Mhm.
Sajang hard, soft?
Oh, hot, cold
Hot.
Yeah, which means temperature.
temperature. Yeah.
So
it's hot.
you
Yeah,
create
yeah,
these
yeah.
abstract nouns by combining two pieces.
Ringtone. like
Yeah,
that.
which is length or measurement. Yeah. So the operation of the kunshi.
Okay.
Navshak said, but this Tenga is tricky. It says, if you believe that's what they believe, if you're saying that this is what they believe about the operation of the kunshi, you would have to show us a presentation in scripture or something like that by them. Okay, if you're saying that this is what they believe about how the kunshi operates and shuts down, for example, then you better show it to us, but you can't because we don't see any such presentation. Okay, Nyepa Mayano means we don't find any such presentation. By the way, if you think about it, word, and I was just thinking about it, they are silent, I don't know, partners. We always talk about them, but you never hear listeners and self-made Buddhists stand up and give their presentation, you know.
I know.
You know, we're always saying stuff about them, usually derogatory. and they never get to, I can't recall any time when they got up and said something, you know. So, and they must have worked really hard, actually.
They reached nirvana.
Yeah.
Extremely.
So your idea about how the foundation consciousness shuts down at the end, it cannot be referring to the two lower schools because they don't even talk about it because they don't believe in it. And it cannot be referring to the two lower tracks because they never wrote anything about that and you can't find it.
Yeah.
Okay. And now the natural question that all of our students are asking right now, burning in their mind, starts the next section.
Yay.
Also, wouldn't we consider most Abhidharma and Sautrantika presentations to essentially be presentations from listeners and self-made
I
Buddhists?
think you could say that. Yeah, I think you could say that. Yeah. Would they agree that they are lower? I don't know. Okay. They want to say Theravada, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But they
Who's
might
gonna
agree
read?
that they're not trying. Would they agree that they're not trying to be Buddhas, though?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's
Well,
only
there's an
Buddhas get to be
interesting-
Buddhas.
There's an interesting section, I think in the 6th or 7th chapter of the Abhidharma about bodhisattvas. And that's going to be fun to talk about. Okay.
Okay. Who wants to read this?
Don't ask that. Nobody will answer.
Svetlana, you want to read? Or will you? Okay.
Okay. Ona Sulukshena
Sui.
Sui
Yeah.
Lukshena Di Jukpatang Tokpenam Shakyapaninel
Gepar.
Chom
Gepar.
Geparni
Yeah.
Nel
Yeah. Nil.
Nel chor chu pe shung le chung nyo.
Okay, wait, here's a pop quiz, Svetlana. You ready?
Uh-oh.
Yes, this punctuation.
What is
mark,
this?
It's like ending mark, like period.
Yay!
I think he's gonna send you $100, but I'm not sure.
Nice.
I don't have your email, sorry. Good job. Okay. Again.
Oh, well, translate.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
well
who's-
then, you may ask, whose system are we talking about?
Yeah, the only place that you can get an extensive presentation on how the kunshi behaves and how it ends exactly is from the classical text of the deep practitioners. Good. Yep.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Good.
Cool.
That's nice. Yep.
Thanks. And then last, someone else to torture. Makading, you want to do it?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, I haven't been able to get up early yet with you in the mornings. Oh,
Don't bother, okay? Don't hurt yourself.
well, hurt myself now.
I think Diamond Mountain doesn't have electricity in the early morning.
Yeah, it's solar. The sun's not up yet. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Data natekchen giluk latek mengi she drip separ changpa
Pangpa.
chik de day
Site.
Site
Yeah.
de lak mene nam min gicha dok pe chir shena.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah. Take look blah. Oh, I just think he's just saying according to the Mahayana,
Mm,
the Hinayana guys can sepa their shiddup, separ.
and their obstacles omniscient
Well, here, the separ is adverbial. So what's it mean?
is endable.
Yeah, but they can pangba separ.
They can eliminate it eventually.
They can eliminate it to the last drop. It
Oh,
means like-
ultimately.
yeah,
Mm.
to the last trace.
Exhaustively.
Exhaustively, exactly. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So, by the way, this is somebody else proposing something. The whole line is somebody else proposing something.
so this is Kachik or?
Yep, the whole thing is a kaching.
Wow.
So according to you guys, then, according to you guys, according to the Mahayana, it is possible for the Hinayana guys to eliminate their obstacles to knowledge exhaustively, okay, completely. All right. And there is possible such a case, chick. Okay.
Mm.
There is such a guy.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah, there is such a guy. And then they say, why do you say that? And he says, well, because you may because when they reach nirvana without remainder, they stop the ripened part of their being. Okay.
Mm. And it's a question though, again, right?
Yeah, this guy says, well, if everything you said is true, then according to the Mahayana, the Hinayanas can stop what's Namin Kicha here?
The ripened part of the foundation consciousness.
Yeah, which we've been calling the
Fridge itself.
refrigerator. Yeah, so the other guy's flirting with what we just said. We said this whole discussion has to be mind-only school. And then he says, yeah, but that means according to the higher way, people on the lower way can get rid of the refrigerator when they reach nirvana without remainder. Okay, according to you guys. So maybe they don't talk about the refrigerator as the refrigerator, but they talk about the refrigerator as the part of the mind which is a result of a karmic ripening.
Mm,
So he's careful not to use the word kunshi, but he says the ripened part of the mind.
mm,
According to your guys' theory, it should be the case that the Mahayana guys believe that the Hinayana guys can give up the refrigerator, even though they don't call it the refrigerator, when they reach nirvana without remainder, which is the blinking out point, according to the lower school, right?
mm.
Okay. By the way, I have trouble with the Detana, which means, if what you say is true, okay,
Mm.
which is, it's not clear what he's referring to me.
Right. I mean, yeah, how far are we going back?
Yeah, I guess it means if all your description here is true,
It has to,
then the Mahayana must think this about the Hinayana.
yeah, it has to be what's before this Tangpo.
Yeah.
It's 452 or something. It's not even
Yeah.
453.
Yeah, we got a Chedo.
We have to look into this further.
Yeah, which means I'm too lazy to do it right now. Okay.
All right, good. You take the plane, boss.
I'll take the plane. Thank you. You did a good job. And I don't know how you're finding the time to do all this and raise a baby, but congratulations. God bless you. Here we
Thankfully,
go.
she likes Tibetan, so it's working out.
So far.
Yeah, exactly. She can't talk yet, so I don't actually know.
I have a friend who became a Buddhist nun and irritated her American parents. And then her daughter became a Christian nun and irritated her parents. And here we go. So Word, do you want to, your reading is a waste of time to check. So do you want to have somebody else read?
Yeah, let's do Alevtina Sorokina.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Njepa me te
Mm-hmm.
gitar hlak me kicena hekmen kilam kishe tripnu chuntu
Mm-hmm.
rim ki tanve
Mm-hmm.
malupar panpa me
Mm-hmm.
Kyangshe trip gyun chepe
Mm-hmm.
dokpayote
Mm-hmm.
unpo ne gyun dokpe chiro.
Wow.
Wow, Word, you're having a result on people.
Очень хорошо. Good job. Thanks, good.
Nyepa Mede, Word.
That's not a problem, man.
Yeah. What's not a problem? Yeah. When they reach nirvana without remainder, do they stop the part of the kunchi which was a creation of karmic ripening, even though they don't want to call it kunchi? Okay. And we say no problem. When those guys reach lagme,
When those people reach nirvana with no remainder,
they this is very difficult. They don't, Malupa Pangma, they don't eliminate all the ripened parts of the mind, right? Through some kind of gradual process, okay? They don't eliminate the ripened parts of the mind through some kind of gradual process, okay?
Mhm.
Through a Hinayana path, okay, by using a Hinayana path. And they don't reduce their obstacles to omniscience in a gradual manner, okay? And by the way, oftentimes, or most times, Chung Du is an error for
Chungu, like little,
Chungu.
little.
Yeah, which Chungu normally means lesser in a choice of greater, middling, and lesser. But when you have motion, when you have an elimination going on a linear timeline, it is really Chungdu. It's gradually lessening. So Chungu is more of an adjective, like Rimba Chungu means lesser stage. But here it's Tang. So they are making their obstacles to knowledge lesser and lesser, okay? Reducing in a gradual manner. So the whole idea of this sentence is, do you think a person in the Hinayana track is reducing their obstacles to knowledge in a very gradual way, lesser, okay? He says, Malupa Pamba Me, that's not the way they do it. That's not the way these Hinayana Arhats do it. They don't get rid of their shidduchs in a gradual way. Rather, they just dopa the whole gyun of the shidduchs.
They just stop the whole flow of the
Yeah, and the che means they just cut it off. It doesn't get less, and then drop out. They do a master stroke, and they cut off the whole stream of the obstacles to omniscience, okay? Which is to say, their pumba ngas gyun dok.
Their 5 heaps just completely stop happening.
Yeah, they
All of
stop
them.
the flow of their 5 heaps. They shut off the flow of their 5 heaps, okay?
So are they saying that Hinayana Arhats are Buddhas?
Well, it seems to be they reach omniscience. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Mm,
That's a bit wild.
yeah. Yeah. But there's no other choice, actually. Well, let me think about it. Yeah, I guess they'd have to say that.
They go deeper now. They keep going. Like
Yeah, let's keep going. Please have someone read, Word.
okay. Marina, you want to read? I know you're busy over there.
Okay. Mari trupam ma yente
Mhm.
hla me kie cenie drachompa
Mhm.
ce du che
Mhm.
tankva
Mhm.
yinla
Mhm.
teshe ve oturikpa
Mhm.
chunkva lani
Mhm.
kieva len gomna.
Yay!
Yay. That was that time in Sedona has expanded her mind. Jupa Mayente. Word.
I'm not incorrect.
Yeah, our idea that they reach their process through a sudden cutting off process and not through a gradual reduction process, okay?
Yep.
It's not wrong because when they reach Lakme,
When they have no remainder.
yeah, Saini Dr. Say Duji, those arhats, Tang, they're Say Duji, given up. I want you to translate Say here.
When they become arhats, or at that time when they're arhats.
If it was an adverb, it wouldn't have an apostrophe S on it.
Those.
So it's a tricky word. The karma which sustains life is sometimes called Say Duji.
Oh, the karmas for being okay.
We're gonna have a long discussion in Sugang's book about why the difference between Duce and Lei. So you can think of it as the karma that sustains life. Literally, it says the factors which sustain life, but it implies the karmic factors which sustain life. Okay, so when they reach nirvana without remainder, those lower arhats, they tangwa their duchi.
They throw out their
Yeah.
Life-sustaining karmic impressions.
Good, nice. Yeah, good. And Shiwe Oktu, yeah, good. After they die, good. If you assert that they could continue to have an awareness after their death, then they wouldn't they have to take a rebirth? Yeah, you translated that nice. If you assert that they still have any mental processes after they die or after their nirvana with no remainder, then aren't they in a cycle of rebirth? And then they aren't a
Arhat.
Yeah, and they're not an enemy destroyer. Okay,
They're
then
definitely not Lakme.
Yeah, and then they haven't given up the cycle of rebirth. Okay.
I see. Yeah.
All right. Who are you picking on next, Mr. Ward?
I don't know who wants the good time torture here.
Nobody wants to be tortured.
And yet they come to my class. Oscar. Hey, bro, do it. Por favor.
Letang nyumong pamalu parpang peichirtang. Teke peinamin ki pumpo yanglok peichir lenyun ki wanki kiewachang mela lenyun ki nampe lutru par yang mi nute.
Nice. Okay, this is pretty easy. Let me check your translation. Okay. The lokpa, the object of the lokpa is the de kepi namangi pumbo.
And
okay. They have shut down their 5 parts of them, which is ripening from the nyomong, lei and nyomong. So by the way, the truth of suffering is divided into 2 halves. Sorry, the truth of the source of suffering is divided into 2 halves.
Oh, the mental afflictions and their and their causes.
Karma and mental afflictions are the 2 divisions of the truth of the source of suffering.
Oh, okay.
Classic,
Karma.
very classic, very, very classic. So he says they gave up the 2 halves of the truth of the source of suffering. Therefore, they must have stopped the 5 heaps that result from those 2 guys.
I see.
Lokbechir. Therefore, they no longer have any kiewa, due to the power of karma and mental afflictions, right? And therefore, it's a string of therefores, right? Therefore, they cannot have the Lu. Yeah, they cannot get a body, you said, because through these two angles, or through these two halves of the source of the truth of the source of suffering. Okay.
I see.
Yeah, they can't create a body. Okay, minu. Okay.
Okay,
Keep going.
thanks. Roxana, Barbu.
Ni Shiwa Chok Chikpa Yimpe Chirtang Ten Lokpe Chiro.
Nice. These this is I don't know how to read this, but it's something like these guys are partial piecers. Okay, these guys are partial peace achievers. Okay, but it could mean the loss of their body is an integral component of their version of ultimate peace. Okay, so the loss of body and mind, just referred to, because there's no karma and mental afflictions, they have lost their body, right? Therefore, they cannot have a continued awareness after nirvana. So the loss of a body and the implied loss of a mind is part and parcel with their nirvana. Okay, so that loss is chok chikpa of their shiva. Okay, yimbe che, and their ten has lokpa. What's a good way to translate ten?
I mean, body mind complex is what it means, right?
Yeah, I like that. I like when you say telway ten, a body and mind of leisure and fortune, right? I think that's the idea. It's a home base. I used to translate it home base from which you can operate. It's like a headquarters, body and mind together. Okay, and you got to think of ten that way. But they have lokpa their ten.
They've ended it. They've stopped it.
Yeah, they shut down their body and mind. Okay. Who's gonna read, Warren?
I don't know.
By the way, so far, it kind of supports the idea that they lost their kunshi.
Yeah, they lost everything.
Yeah. I mean, our author has chosen to emphasize that they have lost the refrigerator, and he has been careful to avoid mentioning the seats. But I don't know. To me, it's not much different. Okay.
Yeah, it seems pretty equivalent so far. Okay, let's have what is it? Chui Ling Liang. Do you want to read?
The first one, I can't read it.
Let's try. Say Tena.
Tina. Journey.
Good.
Yay.
True.
出吧
Nice.
也把也
Newar.
你娃谁把
Shiwa.
谁娃
Good. Duce.
出只 K
Yes.
猪吧
Good. Kyun.
公车
Good.
啊
A.
马
Sema.
mane
Me, mepe.
pe i
Say ying. Say ying.
Ying.
Yeah.
niwashi
Bash.
shikako.
Bashiko.
Yay. Good job. Okay.
非常好。
Let me see your translation. I'm going to push this down. Let's see. They're not doing entrepreneurship. I mean, yeah, good. Okay. Dana, so Trupanyewa Shiva is an idiom
Oh,
to put to rest all of your trupas.
all your elaborations,
Yeah, to put to rest all your all
fancies.
the things you create with your mind. Okay. Which in the higher schools refers to
Projections.
it's kind of going into the direct perception of emptiness.
Hmm.
Shutting down all your projections, that's a good word, that things are self-existent is a nice way to translate this or think of it. So their version of stopping the mind's tendency to believe that things are self-existent or coming from their own side, right? They have shut down, they have cut off the flow, right? Yeah, stream is extinguished. What stream? Abduces.
Composed things.
Yeah, of all products, of all mental and physical creations have been shut down. There's no more things in them which have been created by seeds, by causes. Nothing. Okay, meaning mental or physical. Okay, so in what they're saying is, if you asked one of these lower school guys, we got this thing called the end of all your dreams or all your illusions. What do you think it is? And they would say, oh, that's where they cut off their body and mind, all changing things. Okay, and then you can call that the mysterious realm where there's no more signs, or there's no more signs of any. It's a realm where there's no more indicators of any existence at all. Okay, so they're kind of perversely using the language of the higher middle way, saying, yeah, you guys talk about the end of all projections and you guys talk about the end of all signs. Yeah, we got that too. It's when an arhat doesn't have any more, cuts off the stream of their body and mind. Yeah, we got that. We got that. Okay, it's kind of cute. Okay.
That is cool.
And by the way, this whole thing is kachig, right? Therefore, who's going to read word?
I don't know. Let's see. Rinchen Sultrim.
Thank you.
Sure.
Tetana tek pachen pe sen mame pe ing
Ying.
tank kye me par gyur roshena.
Nice, nice. So this is the other guy, and he's concluding his thought, and he says, "Hey, therefore, we got the same mysterious empty place that the highest school talks about. You know, you guys got this mysterious empty place called no more signs, no more indicators of any object at all. By the way, in the highest school, that means no more indicators that the thing could be self-existent, or no more indicators that the thing could be coming from its own side." But he grabs onto that and he says, yeah, we got this same kind of thing where there's no more signs, you know, because what? We have severed all changing things. We don't have mental things. We don't have physical things. We're just the same as you guys. There's not a trace of anything left. Senma mepa. Ying, this mysterious realm where there's no trace of anything left. We got that too. Okay, cool. And the answer to that is very, very beautiful. Okay, this 464, you should frame it and put it on your wall.
We're at time, Geshe-la, but
We got to do this, Nick. What if we die? What if our mental and physical factors cut off before we?
vámonos.
Then we won't care anyway again.
I'm gonna read it. Okay, Mingya Deda Dina, Tujeki Jupanyo Shiwa Sam Yinki. It is not the same as that mysterious space in the higher schools, because Dina here in this school, Ducheki Jupanyo Shiwa Sam Yin, it's just the discontinuation of your mental and physical parts, but you do not dung.
Rise.
In your lower school presentation of a nirvana without remainder, where your body and mind shuts down, the space that you go into, you do not rise up from that space in a ku, which Shendun chase.
Which in a holy body, which benefits others, which works for the sake of others.
Exactly. Yeah. You got a mysterious empty space and we got a mysterious empty space, but don't say they're the same thing. And then he says, why? And we say, we rise up out of our mysterious empty space in a holy angel's body, and we take care of all the beings in the universe. That's not the same. Okay, cool. Shen dun de lela compar machepe so because we Shen dun de lela compar machepe, you don't rise up in that body because during your practice time, before your mind and body shut down, you didn't constantly try to be a bodhisattva. Okay? You didn't practice over and over again taking care of other people. Therefore, when you go into your empty space, you just disappear. When we go into our empty space, we rise up in a Buddha's body and take care of the whole universe. Yay!
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
Hey. Mr. Word, the next 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay.
4. Do the verse 2. This is a very famous verse. Okay.
It is? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's describing the Hinayana Nirvana. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Good
Thanks.
job. And thank you again for teaching people. And we can see the result. And if you weren't doing it, all these people wouldn't be able to read. And thank you very much. Yeah.
Yay. Seeds for literacy.
Okay. Nick, Uncle Nick, how much time we got?
We have 8 minutes, but until a Q&A with Venerable Utpala. So please
okay.
join. She's brilliant, so you can ask her the hardest stuff you can possibly think of, get it out of the way. And then there's yoga today as well, with a special yoga class with Uta at 8:15. Then another special yoga class with Alex Rivas at 3 p.m. So make it to want to take advantage of our ongoing physical practices to keep you healthy, because you're staring at the computer so much. So have a nice break and then come back for Q&A with Utpala. Thank you for doing that, Utpala. And thank you for class, Geshe Michael. That was amazing.
Yeah, thank you for all the yoga classes, you guys. All right.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thanks, Geshe-la.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Hey, give my granddaughter a hug.
I will. I'll give several hugs.
Okay, bye.
Bye.